Welcome to build day 16 of our solid axle swap 1-ton Tacoma Dealio.
Brought to you in part by Alpine Toyota, Martech Engineering, and in part by...
There's one more thing I think we can do today. We can mount the compressor. This compressor is from TRE, and it is for the air locker for my front Dana 60. And I'm thinking there's an awfully nice spot for it to mount right here. And it came with this little plate, which I'm assuming is for mounting. So I'll line this guy up where I want to mount it, and that gives me a guide where to punch the holes through the inner fender, and it should be as simple as giving her some bolts. So yeah, right here is where I want it mounted. So I'll mark these 4 holes, drill them out, and should be good to go. There's my holes, and there's the plate. TRE did provide hardware with this locker, and for the compressor, it looks like the bolts just kind of slip through there and straight down through the inner fender. Take this guy, line up all my bolt holes, which might be interesting. There's a slight break in the weather here, so I decided I'm not done for the day, and I'm gonna play with wiring. It's pretty straightforward, this kit. I plugged the main compressor wires in here. I plugged this guy in here. I also plugged the solenoid in here, which will end up getting attached to the top of the compressor right there. If I do this, the compressor turns on. And if I attach this yellow wire, the solenoid clicks. So it should be super easy to wire into my aux beam panel. And of course, the weather's coming back again, but I'm not afraid of a little bit of rain. So what I'm doing is I'm applying Teflon tape to these fittings to stop them from potentially leaking before I install it in the truck. Okay, so now that this solenoid is attached to the compressor, watch what happens when I give the compressor power. So what happened there is I gave the compressor power until it reached its target PSI, and then it shut off. Watch what happens when I trigger the solenoid now. I triggered the solenoid, it released the air from this fitting, which would then go down to my front locker, but here it's just venting to nothing. But with the air releasing from here, the compressor kicks back into place and keeps going until it is fully charged again, and then it kicks off again. Pretty straightforward. So this is actually stupid easy to wire. So off of this bundle here, the red wire is what triggers the compressor to turn on, and this green wire is the solenoid switch. So if we go in the cab right now, I'll show you it working. So check this out. If we hit the compressor, we should hear nothing because it should currently be pressurized. Yep, like I said, nothing. Now if we hit the locker switch, I can hear it going in the engine bay, and hopefully you guys can too on camera. And now if this was tied to the locker would engage and it would shut off automatically. But for now, we turn it off, the compressor pressurizes, and it's full. And at that, guys, I feel like it's time to end off with the day. I'm glad I got the compressor mounted and wired, because that at least makes me feel somewhat productive, even though we did technically unbolt the fender's hood and grill today. It didn't feel like forward progress, so I had to get that done. Anyways, guys, if you could do me a huge favor, smash that thumbs up button, and hey, make sure you subscribe, because we are daily vlogging the buildup of this Tacoma until it's done. See you tomorrow.